how long generally does it take a man to know if he can see himself marrying you? Okay, or in other words, how long does it take a man to truly come to his senses and realize, hey, this is the one, or this is not the one? My honest answer to that question would be, a man generally knows right off the bat if he can see himself marrying a certain person. Okay, and then what he can do is take that into prayer and ask the Lord for confirmation. Okay, and pretty much what he wants to do is get confirmation from the Lord in terms of pursuing that person, right? You don't just go after somebody and just go on a date, or you know, like, you want to take everything to the Lord. But I believe first you generally know that, you know what, I can definitely see myself marrying that person. Okay, because you're not gonna go and pray to the Lord about anything that you don't, you know, you don't even like that person, right? Or you have no type of you know, if their spirit was not right, like, generally you wouldn't even waste your time praying about that. Okay, so yeah, so that would be my answer to the question. Another thing I want to share with you is the fact that one man's fumble is another man's touchdown. Okay, one man's fumble is another man's touchdown. So I'm relating this just like a game of football. Okay, there are some men out there, let's say they may have had a good woman, right? But they dropped the ball. In other words, they didn't appreciate them. They may have, let's say, cheated on them, may have abused them or did them wrong, or whatever the case may be. Okay, so when I say one man's fumble is another man's touchdown, is, in other words, they dropped the ball. Okay, that's a fumble. And here you have another man that picked up the ball, but guess what? This man right here is ready. So to any men or any women watching out there, I just want to remind you, especially to the women, when a guy, let's just say it's been 8 months or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm just throwing out a random day or a random month, right? And the guy's like, he's confused. I don't know if I want to marry you. I don't know if I want to do this. Like, that's his answer. Like, he really doesn't know. So when I say one man's fumble is another man's touchdown, another guy can pick the ball up and automatically know in his mind, like, I'm going to the end zone. Like I want to marry you. Like, you know, like, he already has his mind made up. So with a lot of women these days is, a man will pick up the ball and he's not moving. Like, in other words, he's playing the field. He has 10 different footballs in his hand. He can't decide. He's any, mini, miny, mo. And at the end of the day, he doesn't even know if he wants to get married. And see, what happens a lot of times is when two people, let's say, meet each other, just generally, they both are scared to ask the question up front, because they're scared that it's going to scare each other off. Like, they may talk about, hey, what's your favorite color? Your favorite color blue too? Oh man, I knew we had something in common. What's your favorite movie? Okay, you like Batman? I like Batman. Man, this has to be a match made in heaven right here. We like Batman. You said your favorite cartoon is Scooby-Doo, right? I told you, Scooby-Doo. We got everything in common. See, in other words, they want to play around with the little silly stuff, talking about Scooby-Doo and their favorite color and their favorite number, talking about pick a number 1 through 10. Pick a number 1 through, it can't be 0, just pick a number 1 through 10. It's 4. How you know my number? That's another thing I'm gonna add to the list. Okay, but you get the point. That's generally how people are. But what you have to do, you have to get to the steak on the plate. Okay, this is what I mean by that. If you have a steak of food, not a steak of food. If you have a plate of food, right? And let's say you have a steak in the middle. On the side, you have some broccoli. Got a couple of little hush puppies, you know. Got some mashed potatoes over here. Got a little corn, or, you know, different little things, right? In other words, stop playing around with the salad. Stop playing around with the corn. Like, get straight to the steak. Like, get straight to the main idea. You know, ask that person, you know, if you're a woman and you're on a date with a guy, let's just say it's the first date, okay? You know, many people will say, well, it's too early to be talking about all that. I believe different. I believe you get straight to the point to make sure you're not wasting your time, okay? If you're a woman, I would say ask the guy, like, hey, you know, has God given you a desire for marriage? And he'll probably stop chewing right in the middle of his food, you know, because he probably didn't see that coming. If he is trying to just play around, or if he's just trying to sleep with you, or if he just wants some entertainment, or if he's just bored and he just wants somebody to be around, like, he's never going to see that coming. But I guarantee you that he won't play with you anymore. I guarantee you he'll take you serious. Now, when I say serious, I don't mean he's going to be serious and pursue you. I mean, he's going to take you serious in the fact that he's not going to play with you. He'll find somebody else to play with. Okay? He may, well, I don't know what he may do. But Anyway, let me get to the very next point. So yes, you want to ask those questions. And if you say, well, yeah, I do want to be married, you know, God definitely has given me a desire. Then you ask him, like, man, throw out all your questions from the very get-go. Forget about waiting on a meal. You sitting there talking about, well, I'm gonna wait till he finish eating his ravioli, because, you know, he got a big old plate of ravioli. He can't concentrate. He'll be all right. Okay, don't worry about the ravioli. You know, he can get a to-go box. All right, but you are here to see this guy's intentions. In other words, if a man is to be the leader, you need to figure out, is this really a leader? And if so, where is this guy leading me? Because he could be leading you right off a cliff. He could be leading you right into a hole in the ground. He could be trying to lead you right into his bedroom, okay? So if you sit there and all you're worrying about is just the meal, talking about, I got pasta with some garlic on the side, like you all into your meal and stuff, y'all haven't even talked about anything at the end of the date, you know? So what have you really gotten accomplished besides your appetite? All right? So I'm just challenging you today. Listen, ask all your very important questions. How many children do you see yourself having? And if that person says 0, then you say, well, you know, I wanted 4. Or I like 2, I want 3, or whatever. Listen, whatever your answer is. And then you could match things up, and some things you could talk about, you know, but believe them for what they say. If they say 0, if they say I don't want, like, believe them. Don't go around here trying to change people. Like, pray and submit it to God, and God will pierce your heart. The Bible says that the heart of the kings is in the hand of the Lord. Listen, God knows how to shift your heart. If that's not the right person, God knows how to shift your heart. And guess what? Maybe that's not the right one for you. But if you drag this person along, if you just go on 15 different dates, and then you finally get to that question 9 months later, you just wasted a bunch of time. Not only did you waste your time, but you wasted his time. And most importantly, guess what? You wasted God's time. Okay? So I'm just challenging you watching this video. Listen, be intentional about every single thing that you do. Don't be scared to ask these questions on the very, first date. You know, if a guy's taking you out to dinner, ask him, hey, listen, are you talking to anybody else? Like, I got to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're sitting here in front of my face, you know, you in front of my face and you in front of my salad, you know, you in front of everybody right now, right? Like, are you involved in anything? Like is your slate clean? Like how are you coming to the table? Are you just, you just trying to, get to know me and see what's going, or has the Lord given you confirmation in terms of, yes, pursue her, yes, get to know her better, yes, this could potentially be your wife, yes, this is who I want you to pursue. Like, ask them those type of questions, okay? And because like I said, in terms of marriage, everything is marriage minded. Like, you have to have a goal in anything that you do. If you walk to the gym with a basketball right now and you just start shooting shots, right? I guarantee you will not shoot your best percentage. But if you walk into there with a goal saying, you know what, I need to make 75 out of 100 in 1 hour, because, I got stuff I need to do, and I'm only going to be here for an hour. So my goal is to make 75 out of 100. Your shots will be intentional. It's no playing around. It's no time to be texting on the sideline. It's no time to be jumping on top of the bleachers. It's no time to be playing around. No, I'm going to be intentional about every single thing that I do. Every single shot that I shoot is going to get me towards my goal. Why? Because God gave me the goal, okay? Now, I'm just relating God in the situation. Now, I'm not saying God told me to try to make 75 out of 100. But what I am saying is, if God told you that that is your wife, now every single thing is intentional. Every single thing is stair-step. Every single thing is leading somewhere, okay? Because it's hard for a woman to follow a man that doesn't know where he's going. Now, the question then becomes, well, what if the man does not know where he's going? Well, if you're a woman, that's not your problem. That's not nothing that you should have to worry about. All right, that's up to the guy. He has to want to get on his face before the Lord for himself. If he doesn't desire for the Lord to build leadership characteristics in him, if he doesn't desire to seek the Lord in the direction, then why are you? I don't know. It's like a man should want that for himself. Okay. So if he does not want that, then he has some growing to do. But that does not mean that he's a bad person. Okay, that doesn't mean that doesn't mean he's a bad person. He just may not have male figures in his life. He may not have mentors in his life. He may not have read books. He may not have prayed or spent a lot of time with the Lord. Like I say, that does not mean that he's a bad person. Everybody has to start somewhere, but you cannot compromise. You cannot compromise. You want a spiritual leader, okay? So the best thing you could do is leave them alone with the Lord and let them grow. And if God brings you that person back, then hey, maybe it will be. But you cannot carry a grown man and force him to do, like, just let him be what he is. And his intentions, his actions will show you everything. His actions will show you everything that it is that you need to know. Because words, anybody can say anything. I could sit here and I could tell you that, man, listen, you know, I played in the NFL 2 years ago. But if you throw me a football and it hit me in my head and I have no type of coordination or anything, you say, hold up a second. This guy said he was a wide receiver and he scored 35 touchdowns. I threw him the ball and hit him right here, right on side of his eye. His hand didn't even look like he caught a ball before. Okay, well, you know what? Things not adding up. You know what? I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna throw him another ball. This time, this one hit me in my nose. It's okay. Well, you get what I'm saying. Okay. So listen. Always judge a person on their actions, because their actions will generally show them. Many people, will say, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. Listen, in reality, nobody has time. Everybody has busy schedules. Okay. But you make time for what's most important to you. Okay, you make time for I'm sorry, I'm tripping over my word. You make time for what is most important to you. All right, see how I got it out the time. So just to kind of recap, generally, I believe to answer that question, when does a man generally know if he can see himself marrying a woman? Okay, it doesn't take him 15 million years to decide. When a guy takes you out or a guy's pursuing you, right? If he does not have marriage on his mind, if he has not made his intentions clear, right, then there's no reason for you to be sitting in front of his face. Like, you need to be clear on some things, because otherwise you just eating dinners and stuff, and you just going through the motions. And he's probably got 3 other people he's talking to. He's just playing around. Listen, you don't have time for games, okay? You don't have time for games. It's 2017 out here, all right? Listen, I love you all. Hope that answered your question. Listen, I love you. I'm always here for you to answer any kind of questions. Do me a quick favor. If this video helped you out in any kind of way, hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That way we can stay connected. And most importantly, we can grow closer to God together. The Bible says iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. I'm here to sharpen you. And of course, you're here to sharpen me. So I thank you for being connected with me, okay? I love you, and I'll talk to you in the very next video.